Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. I'm posting this video on Tuesday, and it's going to be about persuasive speech. You've already taken speech before, you have taken entertaining speech, and you have taken informative speech. Now, in the informative, if you remember, in the informative, you had to tell a story, okay? You had to tell the audience something about something, but you were not allowed to convince them. Similar to entertaining speech, you were not allowed to convince them. You were allowed to make them laugh, okay, to entertain them. However, in the persuasive speech, you need or you must convince or persuade the audience to do something or to take a specific action. All right. So similar to the persuasive essay. So the only difference is that one of them is spoken and the other one is written. So the essay is written and the speech is spoken. That's the only difference between them. Now, when it comes to writing the speech, because you need to write the speech at first, and then you present that when after I'm done with correcting, um, you are not allowed to use I in the speech or in the essay. You already know that. Make sure you use passive voice and not active. You can use active, but make sure you don't use I, you don't use we, you don't use I don't know. You can use you. It depends on the topic that you are talking about. But don't say I believe or I assume. Instead, you can say it is assumed, it is believed, okay, it is highly regarded, and whatsoever. So don't ever use the personal pronoun I. Now, when it comes to persuasive speech, um as I said to you, you need to persuade, you need to convince, and there's a specific way of writing the speech or presenting it. Now, similar when you basically try to convince someone to buy something. Let's say you are in a shop, okay, and you are selling items, and you need to convince basically the customer to buy this specific product or item. Now, definitely, you need to talk about the positive side of this item or of this topic and the positive result. Okay, how it can um, change their lives. So, identify in this video, we are going to identify and employ features of persuasive texts and deliver persuasive speeches in the form of sales pitches. Okay, so the art of persuasion, make sure that you start with the hook, okay, and the hook can be in a form of question or anecdote. And if you ask me about the anecdote is a short story, and it can be about you, it can be about anyone, okay, who faced a specific issue in life. So, for example, here the hook is: can you think of a time when advertising has persuaded you? This is a question. By the way, you need to make the audience relatable. Okay, you need to have a connection with the audience. So if you don't connect with the audience, it means that there's something missing. Okay, so the audience will not feel relatable, and they will not obviously pay attention to your speech. So make sure everything you say is relatable. Now, feature of a persuasive speech. Persuasive speeches are deliberately crafted to influence and sway the audience's beliefs or actions through compelling arguments, and often employ the following features. You should have emotional appeal. You should include emotions in your speech in order to make the audience feel a way towards the topic or the thing that you are talking about. Make sure you have rhetorical strategies. And when I say rhetorical, it means that you ask questions not for the sake of answering them or expecting the audience to answer them, but in order to make them feel relatable or to make them feel that they are part of what you are going to talk about. And definitely, you need to include evidence, otherwise, your speech is going to be in vain. You need to include evidence similar to the persuasive essay. In the persuasive essay, as you can remember, I'm going to give you a research. Okay, I'm going to give you a research, and you have to take evidence from this research in order to back up your essay. And in the persuasive speech, you need to do the same thing. But I'm not going to give you the research paper when you write it in the class. However, I'm going to give you, you need obviously um, to give evidence, or I might give you actually a research paper because it's going to be easier. So I might give you a research paper about a specific topic in order to include evidence in your speech. And then call to action, and when I say call to action, it means that this comes at the very end, okay, and it means that you ask people to do something directly, okay. In the persuasive speech, you ask them directly to do something, okay. Is everything clear? Alright, so the emotional appeal is a persuasive technique that involves tapping into the audience's emotions. You have to let them feel a way, and it aims to connect with the audience on a personal level. So they have an issue, and you are facing the same issue, so you need to talk about it in public, okay? Or publicly. So, when was the last time you put on an outfit, looked into a mirror, and really felt good about yourself? So, this can be a hook used in a question, used as a question, sorry, and it is basically relatable. Okay, it is relatable. So, you have to use vivid language or figurative language. You have to use anecdotes, and you have to use imagery. So make sure you use literary devices in your speech. Okay, you have to use them because in order to create emotions, you have to use vivid language. All right. Otherwise, your speech is gonna be weak. So using literary devices is a must. Rhetorical strategies often come in the form of questions, as I said, and you don't expect the audience to answer the question. You have to answer them indirectly. Okay, so are you tired of choosing what to wear every single day? This can be a hook. Okay, and it can come in the beginning when you start your speech. Okay, this is, for example, an issue that we all face, let's say. Okay, we all face this issue, maybe every day, maybe every month, maybe every occasion. So it depends on the person. Or do you always have not enough clothes? Okay, this issue is always basically there with the girls, let's say. So they are asked not to elicit a genuine answer, but to make a point or provoke thought, engaging the audience and encouraging reflection. Okay, so you don't expect the answer from the audience, you have to answer indirectly. And then evidence, as I said, you need to take them from credible sources. Like, evidence is information that supports your persuasive points or arguments, and evidence aims to reinforce and strengthen arguments by providing details and facts to gain the audience's trust. So you have to make them trust you. Like, when you say evidence, or when you provide your evidence, make sure that they trust you. You can't get facts from everywhere. You need to look for credible sources. And that's why I said you need to look for research papers and not basically something written on Instagram or Facebook or whatsoever. In pursuing the latest trends, each person contributes up to 7 kilo of fashion waste in the UK yearly. Let's say this is a fact and this is taken from a research paper or from a credible website. It can be a website as well. Now, call to action. A call to action is a final persuasive prompt to encourage your audience to purchase your product. Okay, this comes at the end of your speech, and this may also provide information as to how or where the audience can purchase, and commonly include a sense of urgency. So, for example, get a rental wardrobe today. When I say get, it means that I'm asking them to do something. Our shoppers will expertly select each piece to suit your personal style and needs. Never repeat clothes again. So I'm asking them to do something again. Okay, and what are you waiting for? This is a question that I can end my speech with. Okay, so you start with the hook, you talk about the topic, background, and then you provide evidence. You try to convince the audience with your feeling. You use vivid description. You use figurative language, literary devices, in order to make the audience feel or have feelings towards the specific topic, and then you end or you yes, you basically end the speech with call to action. So, writing a persuasive speech, first you have to know your audience, and definitely you know your audience because you're going to do it in the class, so you all know each other. Craft your speech and deliver your speech. When I say craft, it means that you already know that you are going to write your speech in the class. Okay, I'm going to grade them, and then I'm gonna give them back to you. You can correct them, you can make new ones, okay, and then you deliver them. Okay, you deliver your speech. So in order to know your audience means that you understand or you know what they care about. Okay, let's say you don't talk about history if they're not interested in history, let's say, or you don't talk about civics if they're not interested in civics. Okay, craft your speech. There should be introduction, body 1, body 2. I don't need body 3. I don't need body 3. And there should be call to action with conclusion. Okay, and then this is basically an example of persuasive speech. For example, are you tired of not knowing what to wear each day? This is a hook. So were we, okay, until we developed wardrobe now. Now here, they are using we. Why? Because here they are, basically it's a store, okay? And it's because it's a store, so they used we in order to deliver a message that they have wardrobe. But make sure you don't use the personal pronoun I. I don't want to. Okay, if you want to use we, you can. If you consider yourself as a shop who provides something or that provides something. But if you are not a shop, if you don't see yourself as a salesperson, don't use we. Make sure it's active and not make sure it's passive, sorry, and not active. Wardrobe now is a service designed by teenagers for teenagers. It provides you with a curated selection of 10 pieces of pre-loved clothes for rent with a refresh week, every week. So here I'm talking about what the benefits, okay, what the teenagers can benefit from this service. It's a cost-effective way to ensure every item in your wardrobe is wearable, stylish, and good for our planet. And then this is the body. Okay, you talk about or you try to convince them. Okay, the impact of fashion are devastating for our environment with 150 million pounds. So this is a fact as well. Numbers. Okay, and then the conclusion. Now this is very short actually. It's very very short. Now the one that you are going to write in the class should be bigger somehow. Okay, and then this is the conclusion. Never be an outfit repeater again. Okay, this is a call to action. Complete a quick style questionnaire on our website today, and let us do the shopping for you on your behalf. And then you already know about the delivery. When you deliver your speech, make sure the voice is good. Make sure you maintain eye contact. There should be hand gestures. If you want to get something with you to the class, you can. Okay, visual images or whatever you think is suitable for your speech. Okay, and there should be confidence. Okay, you shouldn't feel shy, otherwise your grade is gonna get affected. And yes, I think I'm done. This is a recap. I'm gonna post this PowerPoint on Google Classroom so that you have it with you. Um, and obviously, I'm not gonna expect you to write the speech in class until at least 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, as because we still don't know about the situation, what is going around. So, but it's good to post it as a video so that you can go back to it whenever you forget how to write a speech or persuasive speech specifically. Um, regarding the delivery or the presentation, it's still a bit early for you to present it, but make sure you just practice on how to write your speech. If you have any questions, I'm always here.
Thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already so you don't miss out on any future content.